Hi, this is Debbie from Project 39 Mini Albums. This is my November Crafty Goals wrap up for what I accomplished for November. This is part of Amalia's Crafty Goals collab. So go ahead and look at all the other artists and craftsmen down on the list in the comments and check out what they did or did not accomplish for the month of November. If you have crafty goals or if you want to set up some crafty goals, this is a great place to get started. It'll give you lots of great ideas. As I go through the crafty goals for November, what I accomplished, I'm going to do a walkthrough of a mini album that happens to match the paper I used for my goal sheet. So here we go with the walkthrough. So for November, what I had hoped to do is use up some of my pre-made mini albums. So I used up 3 of my pre-made mini albums, and that was on my list to do. I also wanted to use up some of my Christmas embellishments, and I really did not do a very good job of that. I had hoped to use up 70% of them. I really only got to 20% of them. Reason being is I made a bunch of Christmas minis, but out of the Christmas minis, the embellishments just didn't really match. So I will work on those embellishments coming up. I had tons of paper pads. All right, I'm going to take a break from this for a second and show you what I got through. All right, so there was a 6x6 I used. I used most of these. They were an 8x8. I had 3 of these. I used up 1.5, and I'm going to make cards with the rest. I had a little bit of this left. I used it all up. I had a little bit of this left. I used it all up. There's another one of those. I had just a little bit of this left, and I used it all. So what I didn't use for a mini album, I used for cards. I love this paper pad, Snow Day. So I used the rest of that. And I used the rest of that. So, you know, I used a lot of my supplies. I still have some more left. All right, where was I on here? So I used up 4 6x6 paper pads, and I had hoped to use 3, so I accomplished that goal. Now, as far as my other goals, I wanted to make sure I sent cards. I was hoping to send 5 cards for November. I sent 4, so we're close, but I didn't hit that exactly. I put down teach someone, and I sort of did. A bunch of us gals get together and we make cards, and I taught the card that I made. We bring the supplies and everybody makes their own card with the supplies, and then at the end of it you have as many people were there. We had 9 people, so we brought home 8 cards, or 9 if you count the one we did for ourselves. Hold on, let me show you which one I made. So this is the card that we made in the card class. Obviously, it's a winter theme. You can't tell, I'm going to hold this up a little more, but this black material is flocking. So I don't know if you guys remember flocking. It was really popular in the 80s. It's just fibers, little fibers, and so this is black flocking. And the way I made the card is we put adhesive down, put down the gold snowflakes and the little gold dots, and then we put those down, and then you got the fiber, the flocking, and you spread it on and you worked it in with your fingernails. So it's got a nice texture to it. Again, I don't think the picture really shows you, but it was a mess. As the gal said, it was a flocking mess. It made a really nice card, and I really loved the flocking detail, but it was messy. It was messy, but isn't that a pretty card? So anyhow, back to our regularly scheduled goals. Hold on. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about my December goals. It's going to be short and sweet, so I'm not going to work on any of these. But I do want to use the rest of my Christmas embellishments, so I'm hoping to weed through 90% of my Christmas embellishments. I also want to finish using all of my Christmas paper pads that I've started. I have 2 paper pads I haven't opened, and I'll probably leave those. I also am planning on giving away 150 cards. So I have somewhere between 60 and 70 cards made. So by the second week in December, I'll be donating those to a local cancer center. So all of those cards will be given away. As far as videos, I am going to be slowing down on the videos for the month of December. Start right back up again in January, but the reason being is I'm moving my craft space and I just won't have any time of doing that. I am going to give Instagram a rest probably, and I will again pick that up probably in the spring. I just have to get my camera situation perfected and just make sure that what I put on Instagram is better quality. So I look forward to wrapping up the year with our December goals and year-end goals. And I will, if you have any questions, go ahead and leave it in comments and I'll get back to you. And that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching.